Well, here we are with some roses in the beautiful rose garden where Sport for Joe Theatre Company began 10 years ago. This is Frankie Savage, who's an integral part of our company. She's a director, an actor, an education artist, a writer.
And this is Damien Ryan, the artistic director of Sport for Joe, who began it all. My rose has fallen out already. And the director of Riot, our 10th anniversary production.
Frankie, you've been with the company for about 8 years. How did you get involved with Sport for Joe?
Well, Damien, I'm obsessed with Shakespeare like you, so it was a natural progression that I would end up working with you.
Yes, true.
And what about you, Damien? What inspired you to start Sport for Joe?
Well, this place here did. The stuff you can see behind us, this extraordinary garden. I lived right across the road here. I'm a Hills resident and I've lived out in Sydney's West all my life, and I wanted to bring a professional theatre company to bear in our local area, and I wanted to create an outdoor Shakespeare experience for people, which we don't have regularly enough in this country. It's cherished all over the world, and I wanted to create a new experience for people, and we put on a couple of beautiful shows in this garden 10 years ago, and people flocked to them, and since then we've had to grow to a bigger space at Bella Vista Farm, but it's been a real joy creating this festival. So this year we're doing Riot, a big history, a version of Shakespeare's history cycle, and it's inspired by this original setting, but will take place at Bella Vista Farm.
It's a natural place to do Shakespeare, seems to be outdoors.
What do you love about acting and directing?
Well, in particular, I love working with Shakespeare because of the language, the exquisite poetry, the extraordinary stories, the absolute humanity of the work.
What do you think an audience gets out of that language? Why do we listen to poetry?
Well, it's the same effect that music has on you. It resonates in the body in places that we don't even completely understand. It makes you feel things without even realizing why you are feeling them. So for an audience, you have an extraordinary experience of poetry and also of what makes it what it is to be human.
And we live in such a mad rush of a world, so come and listen to some poetry. Come and stop for a moment and think, what is it? What is love? What is it to give birth to a child? What is it to lose a family member? That's what these incredible history plays are about.
They're also very funny and very rude and wicked
and
playful and violent and
yes.
gory and all of those great things as well.
Yes.
So what is Riot all about?
So Riot is our own adaptation. It's all Shakespeare's language, but our own adaptation of one of Shakespeare's most important achievements, which is he spent about 10 years writing his history plays. He wrote an incredible, almost mythological history of a particular nation at a particular time, but he wasn't that interested in the facts and figures of that. He was interested in what makes that universal. It's about any nation at any time. And this incredible story goes from Richard II, the very famous English king, right through the Henry IV plays, which are some of his greatest plays, some of his funniest, bawdiest, rudest, most wonderful plays, through Henry V, his most adventurous play, through the Henry VI plays, which people might not realise are the inspiration for Game of Thrones. They are literally taken from that story.
Game of Thorns
so come and see Game of Thorns for us. Come and see the real Game of Thrones as written by the real author. And it ends with, of course, Shakespeare's, some people say, his most popular play, Richard III, the great devil incarnate running amok in the world. And so we're telling that story, we cut it down to a thrilling, fast-paced adventure. And we take you on this epic journey through 100 years of history in some of his most incredible language, and some of the pantheon of very famous characters, from Henry V to Falstaff and Hal and Hotspur and Richard III and Henry VI, Joan of Arc, Margaret of Anjou, Richard II and his wife Isabella Valois. It's just a joyous sort of celebration. And how can people book a ticket to this thing?
You can go online to sportforjoe.com.au. That would be the best way to do it.
Or ticket booth is where the tickets on sale too. You can do it there. You can go via the council. There's a range of ways. But check out our website. Check out our social media.
Instagram,
Sport
Facebook.
for Joe, and you'll find ways to book tickets. And do come down. It'll be a wonderful and
the weather is
unforgettable
perfect.
experience.